What's up, everybody, and welcome to Purple Friends. It's a mental health show. We don't have a tagline. I'm your co-host, Co.
And I'm your co-host, Joe.
We're happy you're here. Thanks so much for joining us. Today, we have a really good topic for you.
We have a really good topic today. I mean, I'm very excited for this topic.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that we've been wanting to do for a long time. We're glad we could get it in this season. Mm-hmm. Do you want to tell everybody what it is?
Yes, today we are talking about feminine devaluation, and I just felt particularly moved to finally talk about this after some current events around reclassifying certain degrees, which we'll get to. But yes, I'm very excited to talk about this. There are just many facets of feminine devaluation that I'm excited to dive into.
But first, we got to get to those little gratefuls.
You got to go first because I have none right now.
I have two.
You want to let me borrow one? No.
It would be so funny if I let you borrow one of them. I'll let you borrow this one. This first one is for your birthday.
Oh, you are grateful for my birthday?
Yeah, I'm grateful for your birthday.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, because you're awesome. I don't know. You're aging like a fine wine.
Thank you. No, it is a pleasure to age.
Yeah.
A privilege.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
I don't have a whole ton to say other than I can't get too into how grateful I am for you. Otherwise, this will change into a grateful for you, and I can't have that. So yeah, I'm just grateful that your birthday is like a couple of days after this episode comes out. Yeah, we're gonna party it up right. What are we getting? We're getting crab legs.
Oh my God, that's all I want. That's all I want is just a big bag of seafood boil.
Yeah.
Primarily crab legs, like 2 pounds of it. 2 pounds of snow crab legs.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's like mostly shell.
Yeah. But yeah.
I mean, maybe like a pound of like actual crab meat.
Yeah.
That's still a lot. But that's all I want.
Yeah, totally. And I'm going to watch and I'm going to observe.
It's going to be quite the sight to see.
Yes. But yeah, that's my first little grateful.
Okay. Then my turn.
Oh, okay. Sure.
I mean, we're not going to cheat like that. Like,
Okay. Yeah.
I appreciate you sharing yours and potentially wanting to give it to me, but I need to toughen up and find my own.
Toughen up, Louie.
Yeah. Can I be grateful for Dipper?
I guess, yeah. Let me look at the sheet. Yep, that's available.
Dipper is our dog, one of our dogs.
He's the one that you usually hear.
Yeah, well, yes, maybe. He's usually on my lap, like he currently is, and he's the best. He's so ugly and so stinky.
And so cute.
And so cute. So cute. And he's the best.
10 pounds of Tonka Tough Steel.
He is 10 pounds. He's a little chihuahua mixed with something. Beagle. And we rescued him.
Yeah, and when people are like, well, who saved who? We definitely saved him.
He needed saving.
Yeah, he's so pathetic and sad.
He
needed to be rescued. We saved him for sure. He didn't do anything for us.
No.
Actually, can I tell a story about Dipper? We went to the pet store thinking that we were going to be fostering a bunch of cats. And when we got there, there was a lady there was like a dog adoption event. She handed Dipper to Jocelyn, just put him in her arms and said, he matches your coat. And she basically never put him down.
Yeah.
And he saved us from fostering cats
during the pandemic.
March 15th of 2020, right before everything shut down for the pandemic. And we would have had a whole bunch of cats that could not be adopted.
Yeah.
Like more cats than we were planning to have for a long-term time.
So Dipper saved Corey.
Dipper saved me.
Yeah.
So yeah, who saved who? It's a little of both.
It's a little of both. But yes, Dipper did just kind of fall into my lap, and that's where he has stayed the last 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
We'll post a picture of Dipper on the Instagram.
Oh, that's a great idea.
People would love to see
picture
him.
of Coco. Not yet.
Not yet.
She hasn't gotten a grateful yet.
For Coco.
It's going to take a long... You're never going to give a grateful for Coco.
It's also like a very Coco that she's like, not yet.
Not yet. Poor kid.
Yeah, she's a cutie.
She's a beautiful Australian Shepherd. She's so photogenic.
You guys are gonna be so excited when the photo of Coco finally drops.
Yeah, but not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
We're not grateful for her yet.
She's got to do something cool first.
Yeah, she hasn't done anything cool in a while.
Actually, I got its big honking icicle off the roof and I tossed it and she caught it. That was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. I mean, yeah.
I mean, I could be grateful for Coco.
Not yet.
Not yet, though.
Not yet.
Yeah, not
you
yet.
already used up your time.
Yeah, you're right. And I didn't even get to my real grateful. I said my one I was giving to you. So I'll save my good one for later, I guess.
Okay.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, I know. We spent so much time on that. I was about to say little grateful. No, we're talking about feminine devaluation.
Yes.
Do you want to give the actual definition that we're going off here so that way we're all on the same page?
Totally. Let's start with the definition of devaluation theory. So in social psychology, this theory in social psychology and sociology suggests that jobs and tasks associated with groups low in social status, historically and systemically often women, are assigned lower value and consequently lower pay, regardless of actual skill, effort, or responsibility required. It's not just about individual employers' bias, but it's like a huge systemic issue where the simple association of a task with women devalues the work itself. So devaluation theory is sort of this general theory. We're talking about feminine devaluation theory. So focusing in on the women's aspect, the feminine. Yes. Not just women, I should say.
Yeah. So similarly, for example, anything that might be associated with Black culture might be already deemed or viewed as less valuable.
Right. That's part of Black devaluation theory.
Right. Exactly. So today we're specifically going to be focusing on feminine devaluation. Because like I had mentioned, there have been some things that I want to talk about.
Yeah.
about this exactly. Because yes, I alluded to this earlier, but current events have kind of showed that certain master level degrees are no longer considered professional. Mm-hmm. And these widely include women dominated fields like nursing and counseling. So it has been quite frustrating, but I mean, this is the textbook definition of systemic. We have no choice into it. The system gets to decide what's professional or what is not, and therefore now there's a stance for a larger pay gap, but then also just devaluing the work itself, which is crazy, right? Because nurses, teachers, counselors do some really important work. But yes, I mean, I do think that this kind of touches on one of the misconceptions, right? That women typically choose, lower paying jobs such as nursing and teaching. And so the pay gap is their fault. But I've just mentioned, it really does ignore how some of these professions kind of become feminine over time. I think about counseling, where when it was created, it was by men for men. Right. And now it's so hard to find a male therapist. Most therapists are female now. So this profession, my particular profession, has really become more quote unquote feminine over time. And now the value drops as women enter the field.
Right. And studies have shown that when men enter traditionally female fields, the pay and prestige often rises. And the opposite is true when women enter a male-dominated field, which is exactly what you just talked about with counseling. Yep,
which is really frustrating because, yeah, I mean, counseling is still part of the medical profession, oh my God, what am I trying to say? Healthcare field. And it's among one of the lowest earning, you know. So it is pretty frustrating. Yeah. Another misconception is that it really is only about the wage gap, and it's not. I mean, it's definitely one of the maybe more impactful ways in which feminine devaluation.
It's certainly one of the most quantifiable ways.
Yes,
I think that's why people
numbers.
like to talk about it, because it's numbers.
But actually, I mean, it also, it's not just about money. It's also about lack of respect, stalled promotions, burnout, general invisibility of feminine tasks such as emotional labor, caretaking, organizing, general keeping your house running.
Yeah, like housework, but in the office, housework in housework in
Right.
so many different places that are not your house.
Right. And these things become less valuable, less prestigious when more women are involved. And I think about this too in terms of like hobbies. I obviously, y'all know, I love hobbies. I love my hobbies. And like, even just talking about it as like cute little hobbies or like crafts devalues what I do. You know, I think as a knitter, as a fiber artist, you
As
know,
a maker of garments.
as a maker of garments, like it sucks when it's just kind of like, oh, it's a craft. You know, these words are strategic.
Can you give me something for free?
Yeah, like these exactly. Like these words are strategically used to devalue this thing that I do that I think hold a lot of value and a lot of prestige. I think about just historically, generationally, how long these things have been passed down. And even more so now, I feel like I've noticed more recently, for example, like reading. You know, I feel like historically reading was a very like male academic kind of hobby and thing, and it was prestigious to have these
Just
like
education in general.
yeah,
was
education, right?
Kept away from women.
Walls of books and like, you know,
Leather tomes.
right.
Yeah.
Is very male. And now with like the rise of book talk, reading has become very feminized, and now it's kind of used as like a silly little hobby. And it's like,
Oh, you like to read?
exactly. And I wonder if that's kind of like turned off other male readers, because like now it's hard for me to find another male that enjoys reading. You know, it's really right now dominated in the female sphere. Anyway, just thoughts, you know, but interesting.
Yes.
And again, shows that it's not just about money and wage gaps. It's really about even our culture and the things that we hold important.
Let's go talk about it from an intersectional kind of angle, cross-section kind of deal.
Perspective.
Yeah.
Yep.
So devaluation, like so many other things that we talk about on the show, the effects of it are not experienced equally across the board. Intersectionality comes in clutch. It's crucial because like social status is not based on your gender alone. Like let's talk about race and ethnicity first. Women of color, particularly Black and Latino women, are often the most devalued jobs. So think of like home health care, cleaning services, and childcare, and face a greater wage gap in those as well. So they have this heightened scrutiny and are penalized more harshly for advocating for themselves too, because of just the systemic racism of our society.
I mean, I know it's not like directly related, but like even recently in the news, there was, I think, 2 cases of Black women in active labor being turned away at their hospitals, being that they're too dramatic, or
Oh my God.
and literally like these women would have their babies like moments later in the parking lot because they were turned away from care. That happens so much in like labor and fertility, and I know that's like not related to what we're talking about directly, but like it really does just show how devalued certain voices are.
The idea that a laboring mother could be turned away because she's too dramatic fills
Can
me
you
with a seething rage.
Freaking believe that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's, yeah, and that's like constant, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, another way in which like it becomes even more complex, right? Of course, is immigration status, especially now where immigration is highly magnified. Immigrant women are often filled the most essential and, again, least valued jobs. Most vulnerable. That might exploit them and, you know, create extreme mental stress. So these are just very unique ways in which, like, these populations of women might uniquely experience this devaluation.
Not to mention, like, not just your racial makeup, but your socioeconomic status. Women from lower income backgrounds, they lack resources, like not just like financial resources, like proximity to resources is just much more limited. Legal, financial, stuff like that. Like the option to leave devalued work or like fight for fair compensation or better working conditions is just not always an option.
Yeah. And of course, all of this typically leads to just more chronic stress, anxiety, depression, burnout from a lot of women across the board. And a lot of women are often socialized to be fine with it, to still be polite among facing these really obvious ways of discrimination. And it's interesting too. I mean, I think about like meaning, like certain things mean different, right? Like just based on how we're socialized. And like in this, like crying, for example, when a man cries, it's very meaningful, right? They rarely do it. It's vulnerable. It's
the teardrops are falling on the blood of the soldiers of the fallen with the children.
I was just thinking, strength through vulnerability, right? Like
the tear is running through a dirt grime caked cheek. The man is crying onto his gritty fists.
But oftentimes when women cry, it's viewed as emotional, dramatic, annoying. I hear a lot of times men just being like, it's annoying, or it's unnecessary, or
men talk about women being emotional as if annoyed and rage aren't emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah, the people least in control of their emotions you will ever meet will sit there and say to your face, just like, they're just too emotional for me, man. And it's like, you are a dangerous toddler. You're a toddler with a car. Get out of here.
Probably way more than a car. But yes, I mean, it just shows, again, just a stark difference in which our society values and views meaning out of some of these things that are virtually undifferent. You know, whether you cry or I cry, it's the same.
I cried today.
Did you?
Yeah, but I'm not going to tell you why, because it's embarrassing.
Did I cry today? No, not yet.
It's not embarrassing out of like a masculine pride thing. It's embarrassing because it was a song. I will tell you that it's because of a song, but I'm not going to tell you what song.
Am I going to think
the song is embarrassing?
Am I going to think it's embarrassing?
Everyone would think it's embarrassing.
Alrighty then, I'll let you keep that one.
Yep.
Alrighty. So shall we talk about maybe some like tangible things that we can do to kind of help counterbalance some of this?
Technique.
Yes. I think the first one, most important, calling it out. I use this a lot because it's not just applicable in this situation, but making it count, and not like making it count, but like counting it as something, right?
Yes.
Like,
speaking it into reality.
And yes, like naming and acknowledging that the work that you've done, whether it's emotional or quote unquote feminine, counts, right? Like you spent 2 hours coordinating this birthday event, that counts as work, and you need to replenish, right? Like, or I spent 2 hours, writing thank you cards and sending them out. All of that counts for a lot of things. And I think that we've gotten into a society and into a world where like we don't view those things as counting.
Yes.
Right? Like if, and this is obviously like a very generalized example, but like if a woman, a stay-at-home mom, a stay-at-home wife, spent time, doing thank you cards, running errands, getting groceries all day, but didn't have a traditional quote unquote job, right? Like, might some people say she didn't do anything that day?
Right.
And it's just like, that's so not the case. And honestly too, like the job itself doesn't have to be done by a woman for it to still be devalued. These jobs have now been so feminized that the work itself has been devalued, whether it's been done by a man or by a woman. I mean, although I think if a man does it, it is more...
It's maybe even more devalued because it's seen as a man doing feminine work.
Right. That's such an interesting point because it does kind of bring me to this other thing I saw recently on social media. You all can tell I'm chronically online. I'm sure many of you are too. But there was like a recent study, a gender study, where like little girls were placed in a playroom full of boy toys and boy colored things, and little boys were placed in a playroom full of girl toys and pink purples. And the girls had no problem playing with the boy toys. None of the boys wanted to play with the girl toys. Which,
how young were these kids?
I don't know, like 6-ish.
Okay.
6, 7.
Gotcha.
So not like young like Amari, where it's like...
Not socialized or anything. Like they've been in public school for a couple of years.
For a couple of years, yeah. And it makes me think of something that I said in grad school about this idea of like... gay relationships, for example, I feel like are maybe that's more generalized, but like, for example, tomboys,
Okay.
right, is a girl that like presents more masculine, and there's like a name for it, and it's like a cute thing. I had a tomboy phase, and it's acceptable, right? There's not an equivalent for men or for boys. For boys who had like a phase where they just like to wear dresses or wear pink, it's like, we do not talk about that. There is not a word for that. It is unacceptable. And yet the opposite is acceptable,
Right.
which does kind of communicate to everybody that feminine things are just less desirable. Don't try to be feminine. If you're a feminine person, you would much rather be masculine, and that's okay if you explore that space.
So I wanted to say something also about that, because like you said, like tomboy thing aesthetic is like more acceptable. Also, in addition to being unacceptable, like a boy wearing pink like girl's clothes or like a dress or something is automatically tied to like sexuality and gender identity.
Yeah.
People immediately are like, well, what's going on there? They're concerned. Like it's such a danger for a boy to be near pink stuff or clothing like that.
And it shows in these kids in this study. Like there are like clips on social media of this study, like this social experiment, and like the boys would be like, I don't like it, or like it's not for me. Like, and the girls like, it's wild, the stark difference that you see in these kids. Anyway, I don't know how we got here.
No, it was a good digression.
But I do think it's relevant to our whole episode.
Yeah, totally.
It might not be an actionable step, of course, but I do think it just continues to showcase the many ways in which feminine devaluation, and I think just internalized misogyny, is rampant in our culture.
Yeah, we haven't really explicitly said that, but yeah, that's the root of all of this.
Yes.
Yeah, our systemic internalized misogyny.
Yeah.
This is probably way too far back to do a callback, but talking about like the power of naming stuff, the idea of like naming things, putting a name to like things that are seen as like feminine work or whatever, that's like a big part of like bullet journaling, task journaling. If you like make like the journaling that I talked about last episode, the idea of like, I mean, you should see how granular my journal is. I wish I had it in front of me, but it's like, there's a separate check for like putting the laundry in the machine, and then there's a separate check for folding the laundry. Like I give myself a nice little boost and a check mark when I do every individual thing, no matter whether it's seen as like devalued or whatever, because I know the truth.
It counts, and y'all should give yourselves the luxury of a little dopamine boost.
Yes. If it didn't count, then why the am I so tired?
Yeah, exactly. No, absolutely. I love that. Thank you. Another, I think, really tangible, good step in counterbalancing some of this is connecting with peers, connecting with other people in your group, in your setting, in your same situation. This really helps counter the gaslighting effect that often accompanies being undervalued. I can't help but think about my previous place of employment and how the director there kind of really discouraged there was a lot of like Latina therapists and cultural events that we wanted to connect in this way, and it was like totally discouraged. And yeah, I mean, I do sometimes wonder if it's because of like these power dynamics, and like we did find, I mean, I'm friends with these women now, like we did find a lot of solace and comfort, and just counterbalancing the gaslighting that happened at that place.
Yeah, because like the reason like this whole devaluation is all just gaslighting.
It is. It's so gaslighty. Yep. That's all it is.
Systemic gaslighting.
Yeah.
They're just telling us that it's less valuable.
Yeah. Yeah. So find a work buddy, check in with them, and ask each other, right? Is this appropriate? Is this fair?
Yeah. Does this smell weird?
Yeah.
Is this fishy?
Yeah. And then I think another actionable step too, you could do that with your work buddy or on your own, is really just like claiming your reality, right? I know what I experienced. I know what I feel. And even just putting that out in the universe can sometimes help empower you and like help you recognize like, yeah, I did feel, mistreated, or yeah, I did feel gaslit, and just claiming it.
Yeah, that person did say something completely untrue to my face.
Yeah. Okie dokie.
Okie dokie. Okay, let's talk about some of these very real obstacles that almost anyone could be facing.
Yeah.
Trying to overcome these things. The fear of retaliation and like your general job security. So like if you're in a precarious or a low wage job, setting a boundary or demanding fair pay, that can lead to you being fired. We don't want you to get fired. That's not worth it. Focus on your internal boundaries and your self-compassion first. You can use that naming technique that we talked about earlier. Like you can use it, privately to yourself and say like, this is unfair, but I need this job. So I'll do the bare minimum that I have to do to get this done.
I cannot express how often I encourage my clients to do the bare minimum at their jobs.
Yes.
Like they're spiraling in these anxieties or fears and exhaustion. And I'm like, you could do less. Like, try to do less. There's more wiggle room. Like, these are just...
Your extra work doesn't get you paid more. It gets your boss paid more. Or worse, it gets your boss's boss's boss paid more, and that's it.
And I know that this is a very complex situation, but, like, fuck your job. Like, your mental health is more important than a job.
Yes.
And like I said, I know that's a very complex statement, and we are very aware of like job security and needing to pay your bills. But at the end of the day, like that is still true. Your life, your health is priority to any job.
Yeah. It's important to remember like your job. Well, actually, I'll say that because it's part of something else.
Okay.
Part of this next obstacle.
The internalized like misconceptions.
Yeah.
That believing that any of this is actually your fault, that you're not good enough, that I just don't work hard enough to make enough money, or I'm not a team player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What they're saying is true.
Yeah. Though these are things that I'm constantly like fighting down with my clients, because like I feel like this is honestly oftentimes the first reaction that we have is like the internalization, like, oh, it is me, or like I didn't get this promotion because I'm not as smart as Tom,
It's a lot easier to just accept it than it. Well, I won't say that, but it is a lot easier on your brain to not fight it.
Yeah, I think that helping clients just remember the alternatives, a different perspective of like reframing things, helping them reframe things to like, I'm working in a systematically devalued role. My worth as a person is not determined by my current compensation or my current employer.
Yeah. That's what I was getting at earlier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Your worth is not determined by your job.
Absolutely. So
even if you're the best one at your job.
Yeah. It's still just a job. Like I love my job and I take care of my job. But if I'm struggling, like, I'm so sorry, I'm going to cancel.
Yeah.
And I've had to, because I've had crazy migraines recently. But yeah, that's just me, taking care of myself. I don't know where this is going, but what I'm saying is like whether you feel valued at your job or not, like your mental health is still more important.
And then there is one other obstacle that we haven't really gotten to that's more of like an intersectional thing that applies to some people. I don't really know who. I couldn't even really define who. But basically like some people, when they try to set a boundary, they're labeled as difficult or angry or aggressive, depending on their cultural background. Their like knee-jerk reaction, people label them this way. Like you are not facing something that like your white colleagues are facing. So in this case, it's really a good idea to have some sort of like coalition, like a group of like-minded people like you, and just lean on the power of the group.
It really does help when you communicate that, like, oh yeah, my colleagues and I have been discussing XYZ, or like yeah, let me bring this up to the group, like I think it buys you more time. It empowers you. I do think that like finding community, like always, is going to be a good step in the right direction.
It really reminds me of, I use this all the time with, let me check with my wife and get back to you.
I was going to bring that up too, but.
Yeah. Find a way to get an excuse like that, because man, that will save you a lot of like being shot as the messenger.
Yeah, truly. But no, I mean, real quick, I just want to say, like, I freaking love being a woman. I love being a woman. I freaking made a human. And that shit's crazy. Like, that and like so many other things. I do so much. I do so many things. And they all count. Yeah, and I love women. And I love people who are feminized. And I like feminists. And I love women.
Yeah.
Period.
Love all you femme people out there.
Anyway, I just wanted to say that, like, my experience as a woman, I love it.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, like, regardless of all of all that I know, being a woman is awesome.
That's awesome.
And that's all we had for you.
That's it. I mean,
I feel like we were very, like, we knew what we wanted to say, and we came to say it.
Oh, it's a shorty.
Yeah, it's a shorty. I felt like it was shorty. Out. Yeah, because I mean, I literally, like I said, I feel like I hit all the points I wanted to hit, and that's it. Like, take this as a little like brain nugget.
We just want to say to everybody, the next episode is going to be a special bonus episode, and definitely check it out. I spent a lot of time on it over the course of the season, and we're going to have a nice little fresh intro, plus all these bonus highlights. It's going to be a fun episode. Definitely make sure to check that one out. We want to remind everybody about the Pro Bono Fund. It's the way that we are giving back to our community. It's a way for anyone in our community to donate to a fund so that people in need in our community can get free therapy. And also, that is on our website. And in addition to that, on our website, you can find free stuff like our activity book, all kinds of stuff. We're just trying to put a bunch of free stuff out there, like this podcast, that can be used as resources for people. Nothing costs money.
Yeah, nothing costs money, and
even your first 15-minute consultation with Jocelyn doesn't cost money.
Yeah, but if you want to give in any way, we appreciate it, or simply sharing.
Yeah,
right. Yes. Sharing goes a long, long way.
Yeah, but please leave us a review. Tell somebody. We're dying to see a couple more people listen to the show.
Yeah, we really appreciate y'all for being here, for listening, for tuning in, and we'll see y'all next time.
Yeah, stay safe out there, buddies.
Bye.
Bye. Purple Friends is an independent podcast produced by Vibe Therapy Services and is not a substitute for a session with a real therapist.
Our show art was created by me, Jocelyn Lang.
And our theme music is Nature Nurture by me, The Implied Bear.
Vibe Therapy is an Illinois-based private practice servicing clients in person at our Wheaton office and virtually throughout the state of Illinois.
We accept Blue Cross Blue Shield PPO, Aetna, and Cigna insurance. We also offer cash pay rates, financial assistance, and free 15-minute initial consultations where you can get a feel for our practice.
Think of it as a vibe check. Therapy doesn't have to feel clinical. Visit vibetherapyservices.com today to see if we vibe.